Why do manifestations fail and what can you do about it? I'm going to try to explain that using this pen as an analogy. Say what you're trying to manifest is on this end of the pen, and what you're trying to avoid is this end of the pen. The sweetest spot you could be in is right here in the middle. This is where you can actually practice the art of detachment and just make a wish for it, let it go, and it shall be yours. Let me give you an example. Several years ago, I was driving down on the highway, and there was lake on one side and brand new shiny condos on the opposite side. I remember thinking, oh, I wish I could live here. I didn't have a back and forth, or how am I going to do it? I don't have the finances and I'm not worthy, blah, blah, blah. None of those. I just made a wish and I let it go. I kid you not, less than a year later, I don't know how, but somehow I came up with the finances and I made that a reality for myself. This wasn't even intentional. It just happened. And when I moved there, I was like, oh, funny, I wanted to live here. Now I get to. It's because I wasn't attached. Oops. I wasn't attached to the outcome. But several years later, when I learned about the power of manifestation and I was intentionally trying to manifest something, I was no longer in the sweet spot because I had extreme attachment to the outcome. So because I had extreme attachment to the outcome and I was trying to avoid my desperate downfall, I started to accelerate towards it more. No matter how much I tried to manifest this reality for me, the downfall was inevitable. And I remember I received a message. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I was so depressed. I know the science behind this. I've practiced this before. I've made this happen for me before. Why is this not working for me? And the answer came through, and the answer was this. Sometimes the easiest way to get to the top is not this way. Sometimes to get what you want, the easiest way is this. Okay? And then let me tell you the second part. What ended up happening for me though, it wasn't this. What ended up happening for me was this. So I hit the downfall, but I never got that. So what ended up happening then the next message came, is from here to here, there's a little pull or force, gravity required. And this is what we call the quantum jump. And to get this to come to you, you pull it down. You might have heard of the law of assumption. It's when you assume you have that reality and it shall be yours. So a lot of people want to manifest cars, right? So they say, how can I manifest a Ferrari and assume I have a Ferrari? Like, you can't imagine what that would be like because you don't have that, right? Or you can, pretending that you have a Ferrari feels fake because it is fake and you're never buying it on subconscious level, therefore you're not acquiring it. So the way to do that in that case is, who would you be if you were someone who drove a Ferrari? Would you dress better? Would you walk with your shoulders and chest more broad? Would you take more risks in life? Will you call up that girl and ask her out? What would you do differently if you had that car? If you could just make a list of those things and then start rehearsing those behaviors every single day, you make that reality yours, because now you're somebody who deserves that Ferrari, because in the back of your mind there's that unworthiness, and that unworthiness will go away the moment you become worthy of it. P.S. I love you.